Hey everybody, welcome back for another math video. And today we're going to be talking about this word right here, polygons. Polygons. Fun name to say. And we're going to talk about a few different kinds of polygons. What makes a polygon, and what is not a polygon. Both very important things to know. But two very important things we have to talk about first. Number one, a polygon, okay? We're going to be using these two words, polygon and congruent, a lot. Okay? And anytime that we're talking geometry, because this is really the first geometry video that we have done, anytime we're talking geometry, there's a good chance that we're going to be using that word congruent, especially as you start getting older, you start talking about more of the things we're going to talk about in the next couple of videos. You're going to see that word congruent show up quite a bit, so we're going to talk about that here. But first of all, a polygon is a closed shape with straight sides. Okay? Keyword right there, straight and closed is another keyword. Okay? So we'll get to that in just a second. The other word is congruent. Okay? Congruent means equal or same length or size. Okay? So congruent sides would be the same length sides. Okay? Congruent angles, which we'll talk about at a later point in time. I'm not going to worry too much about angles right now. But congruent angles would be the same measure of an angle, the same size angle. Okay? So congruent, basically the equal or the same. Okay? But first of all, polygons. These things down here that we are seeing are polygons. This yellow shape right here, and the red one, and the blue one, and the green one, and the purple one, and the yellow one. Okay? All of these are polygons because they follow that rule for polygons. They are a closed shape with straight sides. Okay? There is no opening in any of these shapes. They are all completely closed, which means every one of these points meets. And there's no space to get in or out of that shape. Okay? Just like a door. If you have a closed door, you're not getting in or out of that door. You have to open up that door in order to get into that door or into that house or room, wherever you're trying to get into. Here, there's no getting into that shape or that one, or that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. All of these sides are meeting at points, which means they are not going to allow you in if you're trying to get into any of these shapes right here. Okay? So, that is a polygon. For example, not a polygon, not would be something like that. Okay, that's not a polygon because we have a large open space right here where that is missing a complete side. Okay, even something like this looks like a triangle. It looks like it could be a polygon. It's got straight. Well, imagine it's got straight sides. I am no artist. Just like every other teacher will tell you, I am not an artist. Okay? So just imagine these sides are perfectly straight. But you notice there is a hole right there. That is not closed. These 2 points do not meet. There is a gap. That is not a polygon. You could say the same thing about this one. Okay? There is a gap right here. Okay? There's something missing. There's space to get inside of that shape. That is not a polygon. Okay? Very, very important. Or even something like this. Okay? Very, very strange looking shape. It kind of looks like a five-sided figure that's just missing its fifth side. So clearly not a polygon. Okay? So all of those that I just drew are not polygons. These ones, however, are. Now, once again, imagine that all of these sides are the same length. They might be, they might not be, I don't know. I couldn't get a perfect square on this paper, but we're just going to imagine that these are all the same size, okay, the same length, that all of these sides are congruent. Ding, 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 ding. That one right there. Okay? We're going to imagine all of these are congruent. Now, something that we do, mathematicians do, to mark that every side is congruent, I'm going to make this little mark. I'm going to put a little dash in each one of these. And every time that I see a single dash like that, that tells me that, okay, that side is the same as any other side that's got one of those dashes. I could just as easily put two dashes in there And that would tell me, okay, anytime I see 2 dashes, those sides are the same length. In this case right here, this special case, we have 4 sides on a shape, and all of the sides are the same length. That shape, you're probably yelling it at the screen right now, is called a square. Okay. Where all the sides are the same length and all of these corners are the same measure. Once again, we're not going to talk angles in this one. We're not going to get all fancy. But same length of sides, all 4 of them are the same size, and all of these corners are the same size too. Okay, we'll just leave it there for now. This shape right here, very similar, but we've got this one right here and that one right there that are the same length, right across from each other. And then we have those one right there. I'm going to put 2 dashes. Okay, I'll try to fill that in so it looks like 2 dashes. Okay, these 2 are the same length, and these 2 are the same length, but all 4 of them are not the same as each other. This pair are super long, as you can tell, and these 2 are super short. Okay, so these ones have 1 dash in each because they're the same length. These 2 have 2 dashes because they are the same length. But that one and that one are not the same size. So we've got 2 pairs of congruent sides. Okay. Rectangle is that shape right there. We got the same corners. Can't see this because obviously the shape is dark red and I'm writing with a red pen. So I might as well not even make those marks, but you get the idea. Okay, same as the square. We have the same corners that we had over here with the square, except one pair of sides is stretched out a little bit more, or shrunk down, however you want to look at it. Okay, so square, rectangle. We move down to these 2 right here. This one, 3 sides. Not even going to bother making the marks because this is a triangle. Triangles could look many different ways. Okay, you could have many, many, many different kinds of triangles. These ones, I think the sides are about the same, but it doesn't really make any difference. We'll talk specifically about different types of triangles in a future video. Not going to worry about it tonight, though. So we got 2 4-sided shapes. We have a 3-sided shape. Now these 2 are something called a big word, quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Yes, I spelled it right. Okay. Both of them are quadrilaterals. Okay. Quad means 4. Lateral, side. 4-side shape. Okay. There's going to be a few different kinds of those that you'll see eventually. We'll talk about other kinds, but quad, 4, lateral, side. 4 sides, 4 sides. That's why they're called quadrilaterals. Okay. Fancy word for saying these guys have 4 sides. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Triangles, 3 sides. Now we have this one right here that has 5 sides. Now this one looks like a very famous building in Washington, D.C. And that famous building is called the Pentagon. Why is that building called the Pentagon? Because that's what that shape is. It is in the shape of a pentagon. Penta meaning 5. Okay, so 5 sides. This one's got 5. Anything that's got 5 sides is a pentagon. Not every single time will all the sides be the same length, but if it's got 5 sides and it's closed, it's a pentagon. Okay, same over here. Triangle, tri means 3. Okay. So all of these little prefixes here that you're seeing, that's what we call those, are prefixes, the little pieces that start off a word. They mean something. So tri means 3, penta means 5, quad means 4. Okay. We move down here, we're going to follow that same pattern. Okay. This one doesn't have a gon. This one's got an angle because it's got 3 angles. Again, angles we'll get to later. But this one, pentagon. This one is going to end with agon, but it's going to be hexagon. Hex meaning 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 sides on that shape right there. And this one looks like a stop sign. I could even write stop right in the middle, because that one does look like a stop sign. And that one has 8 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of like an octopus. Oct meaning 8. I was going to write octopus, not going to lie. Octagon. Okay. So oct meaning 8, agon is your shape. Okay, your polygon, it's our shape. Okay. So we've got 8, oct meaning 8 sides on that one. Hex meaning 6 sides on that one. Penta, or pent, meaning 5 on that one. Triangle. Rectangle. Square. And quadrilateral are both of these because they have 4 sides each. These ones, not polygons at all because they have spaces. They are not closed the way that they should be. Okay? Another one that's not a polygon, as weird as that may be, a circle is not a polygon either. It doesn't have straight sides. It's its own special thing. And the circle is going to have quite a few different special cases. The circle itself is a pretty special shape. And we'll talk plenty in future videos about the circle. So, our job here is now to name these shapes. Well, 5, we have a special building in Washington, D.C. called the Pentagon that has 5 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, in fact, a pentagon. This one right here, 3 sides and 3 angles. That tells me it is a triangle. 3 sides, 3 angles, tri meaning 3. When it comes to math, and especially later on when you start talking science, your English stuff is going to be making a huge, huge difference. Learning these prefixes, learning these little pieces of words that start off words, and even suffixes, the parts at ends of words, okay, like angle and gone. Okay, all of those, they're going to help you. English goes into everything that you do later on. Anytime you're studying a language, it's going to help you in other areas as well. Prefixes, suffixes, they're going to help make this a lot easier for you. Now, rectangle. Okay, we got 1, 2 that are that length, and 1, 2 that are that length. So that tells me it is a rectangle. If all of them were the same length, if they were all congruent sides, we would have a square on our hands. Now this one looks a little bit funny because it's not a regular shape, and that's another word. Okay, let's put that up here. That is a word that we have not talked about yet. Regular. Regular means all sides are the same length. And pardon my handwriting, writing kind of quickly there, but regular means all sides are the same length. So that pentagon that we had over here, the other shapes that we saw on the other page, those were regular shapes. Those were regular polygons because all of the sides were the same length. This one is not regular because you got a couple long ones here, and these other ones are short. But the important thing that we have to look at to figure out what that shape is, how many sides are there? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Well, 6, if we look back to our other page here, 6 tells us it's a hexagon. Even if it doesn't look identical to that, if it's got 6 sides, it is a hexagon. And there we are. Kind of a weird, funky looking hexagon, but it's a hexagon. Now, we'll move on to these. We don't have pictures, they just describe it to us. Number 5, it has 6 sides. Well, we just did that. 6 sides is a hexagon. Hex meaning 6. Question number 6, it has 4 sides. All sides may not be equal in length. Well, of the shapes that we talked about, we know 2 of them have 4 sides. We've got these 2 right here. Okay, 2 quadrilaterals that we talked about. We have a square, we have a rectangle. This one, all the sides we know are the same length. This one, not all the sides are necessarily the same length. They're looking for the one that says all sides may not be equal in length. Well, that doesn't fit the square, but it does fit the rectangle. There we go. Number 7, it has 3 sides. Well, we have that guy right up here. 3, tri, it is a triangle. Doesn't matter what it looks like, as long as it's got 3 sides, we know it's a triangle. Number 8, it has 8 sides. Well, that's kind of cool how that works out. Number 8 has 8 sides. Well, we talked about that octopus before. Octopus has 8 arms. Octagon has 8 sides. Oct meaning 8. And I'm not going to write octopus. Okay, there we go. Octagon, 8 sides. Number 9, it has 4 sides. Well, you know, it could be a rectangle. It could be a square. But if we don't know, if we just know that it has 4 sides and they don't tell us anymore, it's that big fancy word that we talked about before. That starts with quad. Okay, quad meaning 4. That is a quadrilateral. If you put rectangle in there, you're not wrong. If you put square in there, you're not wrong. But given this information, that's all we know, probably safe just to kind of put a general name out there. Since we don't know the specific shape, we don't know if all the sides are the same length. We don't know if all the angles are the same length. You know, it's kind of safer just to say quadrilateral in that case. And then number 10, it has 5 sides. Well, once again, we have our special building in Washington, D.C. that's in that exact shape. Now, it could look a little bit different, but hey, and it's even poking through right here underneath the question. It is a pent, meaning 5-agon. That is a pentagon, just like the one up there in the top left, number 1. Okay. So, hopefully these help. There are many other shapes that we could talk about, and later on, once we get into some other videos down the road, we probably will talk more about like a 7-sided shape and a 9-sided shape and a 10-sided shape. But for now, we're going to call it right here. So one more time, the important thing about a polygon is that it is a closed shape with straight sides. So not any of these things. Everything that we have down here. Square, rectangle, triangle, pentagon, hexagon, and octagon. Those are all examples of polygons. They're not the only polygons, but they are the examples we talked about today. And then, of course, congruent is a word that we talked about that means sides or angles, whatever they happen to be, or maybe it's a shape in some cases. Congruent means equal or the same length or size. Okay. And then the other word that we talked about a little bit was regular. And that's something I kind of came up with on the spot right here because it is an important word for you to know. Regular means that all sides are the same length. Okay? And any of those polygons that we talked about, if they have the same measurement of sides, they are regular polygons. If even one side is shorter or longer than the others, it is not a regular polygon. So, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of information. But this is something that we will continue to bring back. We'll bring these shapes back in future videos. In fact, the next couple videos, we're going to see a couple of these shapes again, because we're going to be talking about perimeter, and we're going to be talking about area. Just basic perimeter, basic area of basic shapes. Down the road, we'll get tougher, but we're going to keep it pretty basic for you for now. But once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. You can see the shadow of my hand on this paper. That's kind of cool. If I could make a rabbit, I would do it. But I don't know how to make a rabbit. But I'm going to move my hand so I don't get distracted. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something in this video. I hope this helps you. If you were looking for a little bit of information about these polygons, I hope it did help you. Once again, as always, if you want to see a certain kind of video, If you have any ideas or suggestions, feel free, throw them in the comments down below. I want to hear what you've got, and I will try my best to make a video on that topic as soon as possible. If you just want to say hello, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. I'm always happy to see a hello in there. Always happy to talk to you. But thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. And if you feel like you got something out of this video, or you've gotten something out of previous videos, feel free, hit that subscribe button. You don't have to, but if you want to be notified when I put videos up, and I'm trying to get more up as we head into summer here, try to get people ready for when school starts back up in the fall, do hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, make sure that you are notified when I do upload a new video. And I am getting a lot of them up at this particular point in time. So thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of your day, or afternoon, or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And until next time, you all take care.